Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. This is Allie Tarot 108. Thanks for tuning in today. If you have clicked on this video, make sure to smash the like button. Leave me a little comment down below just to say hi. Anyway, do all that good stuff. Don't forget to subscribe. And you should know by clicking on this video what it's about today. We are doing a celebrity reading on the one and only Katy Perry. And now I just did the reading on the Blue Origin. So Blue Origin was that space mission put out by Jeff Bezos that Katy Perry just flew on like a couple weeks ago. But yeah, right now everybody is really talking about Katy Perry because of her going on that mission, and like people are criticizing her, praising her also, but mostly criticizing, I believe, for going on that Blue Origin mission, which just to many people seemed like a big flaunting of wealth, like a big kind of farce. Like they said they're doing it for the power of women, women's empowerment, but really what it looks like is, you know, we're rich and we want to go into space just because we can and the rest of you can't. And so, you know what it looks like. But yeah, basically, I feel like Katy Perry is a very interesting person, a very interesting woman, because she's had so much controversy around her, because she did grow up as a Christian singer, very strongly Christian, and she started her music career as a Christian musician, as we know. So after that, she transferred over to what they call secular music, you know, music that's not, doesn't have any religious meaning. If anything, it can have quite the opposite meaning, but yeah, people, you know, she, like Lady Gaga, they are both into their costumes and their themes, and a lot of people say that, like, oh, this is all this symbolism, it's all this ritualistic, you know, nega energy kind of stuff, like demon energy things going on, and like she sold her soul, she's been replaced by a bot. I mean, all these things are conspiracies, but we're going to look today and we're going to see what is really true. We're going to look at her past, her present, her future. And by the way, guys, tarot, I say it in every video, tarot is not meant to be biographical, although some things can come up. And by the way, guys, I will say that yes, I am a psychic, I am a medium, I do get messages, I do hear things, I do see things, and we are going to look at the past of Katy Perry, not only about things that have happened to her, but also about her emotions and her feelings about certain things in her life. And yeah, guys, so I will tell you what I do with the celebrity readings, past, present, future, is the first line is for past, the second line is for present, and the third line is for future. And I will say that I know already, and we know, you know, if you follow anything about Katy Perry a little bit, that she recently, a few things are going on with her. She recently, in the past couple of years, had a child as well. She is leaving American Idol, or she has already left American Idol. It's now May 2025, so she has already left American Idol. In 2024, she stopped that. And then she also recently went on that Blue Origin mission, in which she brought a daisy for her flower, for her daughter Daisy. She brought a daisy flower to symbolize her daughter Daisy, and then she talked a lot about her perspective on life being changed after she came back to Earth. How genuine it is, we can only speculate, but the cards can tell us something else. And by the way, part of what I do with celebrity readings is I uncover their past life. I look at their past life, and I got these cards. This is the first time I'm going to be using them today. It's Uncover Your Past Lives cards, so something a little bit interesting. We can try to predict the past life of Katy Perry. And I do get messages, guys. I do get messages from Spirit and things talking to me. So yeah, before each line, we are going to take a kind of indicator card, one of these, to look at the whole meaning and theme of each row. I take one of these as well, karma cards, because I love the description that it gives me. And I'm using Tarot of the Witch's Garden because I really like the messages that I get coming through with this deck. So without further ado, guys, let's begin with Katy Perry. So what do we need to know about the past of Katy Perry? And now the past is everything like up to this moment. So it can also be about Idol. I feel like there's so much that's happened with her in her life that we really can't get into all of it. But we can try to get some key themes coming up. So what is something we need to know for the whole theme of Katy Perry, like in her past life up to this point? Number 8, a new day, a new start. It's okay to fail. Every day is a new start, and I will treat myself graciously. Wow, guys. So if you know anything about her, you know that when she was younger, she tried to break out, I believe, in a few different spheres with her career. She tried to break out in the Christian music world. And I get this energy from this card, like, never give up. Like, I'm never going to give up. I'm never going to stop trying. I'm going to keep pushing forward and going and doing what I need to do. I feel her, and I feel this energy coming from her, like, she always wanted to be successful. And I do get that a lot for many celebrities. Like, I always wanted to be successful. I always wanted to be known for what I'm doing and what I can do. I always knew. Actually, no. Wait. So the message that I'm getting is like that she always kind of knew she's gonna make it big somehow, but I feel like she didn't realize how big she was gonna make it. I feel like she had an idea for most of her life, like, I can be famous within the church, within the Christian music world. She didn't expect like superstardom, like being a Madonna, like being known to the whole world. People all across the world would know her name, and that she would be a household name. She didn't expect it at all, I feel. And by the way, I get a message now, which is like, she presently sees herself as someone who has succeeded through time, because she started her career, let's see how many years ago, around like 2008, right? Like, she got really big in her career around then when the I Kissed a Girl came out, right? And I see her like comparing herself to other celebrities around that time and just saying like, wow, look at me. I'm still here. I'm still at 40 years old. I'm in the spotlight and I'm still doing well for myself. And so it's like, I get this energy of like, she in the past has always said like, I can't be afraid. I can't be afraid to start something new. Even if part of what I'm doing already feels good to me, I feel like I always need to dive into bigger things and deeper things. And also, I get a message right now coming up where I feel like from a young age, she was told by other people, and she knew it herself in her heart as well, I've got a voice. I've got a big voice. And I can do a lot with that voice. And I feel her, like, her voice is so important to her. It's like a key part of her personality. And she's like, my voice is my life. And I feel her, and I feel like someone could have actually said to her in the past these exact words, you've got $1 million voice. Gosh, guys, but there's so much coming up here, and it's like I get all these messages coming to me. It's like, I feel like other people have told her when she was starting her career, like, it's not only your voice, it's also your energy and your style and your the way you carry yourself and the way you put yourself out there. These are the things that are really attractive about you. So, gosh, I love this card. It's so her, It's okay to fail. Every day is a new start, and I will treat myself graciously. I feel like there are things even in her career when she's blown up which have like flopped a little bit for her. We even know that about that Blue Origin launch that happened a couple weeks ago. She didn't expect such big backlash, but I feel her being really resilient and coming back from anything that people say to her, which can be perceived as negative. So, just before we get into reading about her life when she was younger, we can say past, I want to actually look at her actual past life. Like, who was she in her past life to become such a strong, famous, like beautiful bombshell of a talented woman in this life, you know? I want to say, guys, a little bit of truth for all of you here is that let me just tell you that when a person comes into this world and they're very famous, very rich, very wealthy, or very how to say, like, they could come into a, like a very pious family, you know, like a very religious family. When someone comes into a family like that, when they're born like that, it means that in their past life they did something really good. They did something really good and pious to make them come into like a wealthy, like exuberant family, basically. And to have stardom in this life, it means that they did some good things in their past life. So let's see, who was Katy Perry in her past life using these uncover past life cards. I feel it's this one. Oh wow, it's really interesting. You know, these things are coming up. Nature worship, pantheism. And on this it says, oh wow, it's that energy of um oh gosh. It's that energy of like she could have been someone who was a I get this energy from her like she was actually some kind of like a kind of princess or something in an ancient civilization, in a in like a pre-Christian civilization. And it's really interesting because it says here like forced conversion, you know when the like Europeans came to America or came pretty much anywhere, they forced people to become Christian and all that. And I feel like that is something that happened to her in her past life. And for that reason, she was born in America in this life in a religious family like that, in a very religious family. And I feel like part of her breaking out from the Christianity in this life, part of her breaking out from that is her trying to get back to her feeling of roots. Like, we see nature worship here. Now, people want to say, like, I mean, I guess you can say Christian people, they want to say that, like, worshiping nature or being closer to nature is really, like, from the devil, all like demonic kind of stuff. But what it is really about, I feel, coming up for Katy Perry is about taking back her power and about also feeling free in her like feminine energy and sexuality as well, because I feel her when she was younger feeling quite oppressed in a way by the church kind of atmosphere. But I do feel her like she's a person who's very in touch with herself spiritually and also very in touch with herself, you can say religiously. And I do feel her like she's still a believer, like she believes in God, and she believes, I feel her like she believes in the energy of God in all things. So there is that like pantheism. If you don't know what pantheism is, it's like believing in a spirit of all things around, in the trees and the flowers and the animals and rocks and like literally everything around. So I do feel Katy Perry like she's a deeply spiritual person, and like she may still pray, and like I get that energy from her. Like, you know, you can take the girl off the farm, but you can't take the farm out of the girl. So it's like she's gone away from her home, really, and her family, um, where she was raised, and her like religion as a result for her career, basically, for her career. But I feel like now, I will say this. People have said, many people have said that Katy Perry, she has some kind of like, you know, dark symbolism on her, all around her, in her videos, in her clothing, in her costumes, in her music, whatever. But I want to tell you that I feel like any of the symbolism that people are seeing, I feel like it's important for her. It's important for her power. Um, Now, it's very well, yeah, it's true. Like, I do feel like she can be, like many of these celebrities, I do feel like she can be engaging in some kind of ceremonies or kind of stuff, which, let's face it, many of the elite do. But I still feel like, still, she has faith. And by the way, guys, I don't get that feeling from her like she's a clone, like she's been replaced. Like many people want to say about some celebrities, like they've been replaced by clones and robots or, you know, doubles or whatever. But no, I feel she's true and authentic in herself. And she's doing the things that she wants to do, and she loves what she does, I feel. Let's look a bit more into her life in the past, okay? Let's go. So, I feel it's this in Capricorn. Wow, guys, are you seeing this? In Capricorn. So, Capricorn is that 10th house energy of work and of relations with the outside world. So, there's 4th house of the home, 10th house is the work world and outside world. So, you see here it says spiritual, mental, physical, spiritual, dedication to achieve, mental, focusing on, physical, resulting from the rules imposed. Oh, interesting. What's coming up with this card is like, I feel Katy Perry when she was first breaking out as a musician. Um, I feel like she knew there are certain rules in the industry, in the music industry. And she knew that if I want to be big, if I want to really advance in my career, I gotta play by their rules. I can't just be in a smaller sphere of music. I can't just stay in the Christian music sphere. I want to achieve more. I want to, you see, dedication to achieve, focusing. I want to, focusing on, like, I gotta go bigger and higher. And I feel actually this message coming through, like, some producers could have recommended her to break out into simple secular music. Yeah. Yeah, so with her breaking out into secular music, it's like I feel like that was her ticket. That was her golden ticket. Like she knew she had to get into that. She knew she had to do that. And by the way, I do get this message from her like in the beginning she thought she could make it big in Christian music, but the reality kind of turned around for her, I feel. So, yeah, let's take our tarot and ask about Katy Perry's past, the important key things that we need to know about her past because she's 40 now. She's had a long career already, like more than 10 years. So let's see what is coming up. This card comes up. King of Wands. Interesting. King of Wands. What else? From the bottom of the deck, something secret. Oh, yeah, I mean, the Death card. It's like there's this whole energy of fresh starts, you know, and new things. So the death card is always about that. It's always about something old has to go for something new to come in. And by the way, guys, for all those people who say she's a clone or a replacement, I don't feel she's a replacement. Like, I feel she's replaced herself in a way, her whole mood, her whole attitude, her whole emotions. Even still, I get a message from this card with this little girl giving the pumpkin to death here. Um, it's like I feel Katie's inner child just being like, you know, you're always going to stay grounded in who you are, even if things are moving over and changing and like the old outside part of you is dying. It's like I still feel that she inside still has these things that she carries with her from when she was small, when she was a kid, and yeah, I it's hard to explain this energy which is coming through. It's like I feel her like this is food for her soul in a way. The changes and the things that she goes through in her life, how she reinvents herself, or how she has reinvented herself a few times, is like food for her soul, because I feel her being a person who she needs to constantly change things and feel fresh and feel new and feel like something great and exciting is happening with her. And by the way, guys, I am getting a message right now coming up about her daughter Daisy, and having a baby. I do feel like that whole experience with having a baby has been very, very transformative for her and also given her a new take on life and a new outlook on life. And so it's like, I feel her like she has these big revelations, or like she has had these big revelations about things. By the way, I also get the message about the Blue Origin with that space shuttle launch. Like, she did genuinely feel something from it. And I feel her when she was in space. Now we know she brought up that daisy flower with her, but I feel her when she wasn't in the Earth's orbit. They weren't actually in space. When she was up in that Earth's orbit, that she was thinking a lot about her daughter and about this life. And I get the feeling that she's a person who actually thinks quite deeply about things. And I feel like she's very smart. Like, she can have a high IQ, like 160 or something like that. But yeah, I definitely get that energy from her. Like, she thinks about life very deeply. And I feel like she and Orlando Bloom, her partner, they talk about the deeper meaning of life and everything. I feel that's a big thing for her, like contemplating the real meaning of life and death. Life and death, it's a big like theme for her somehow in her life. I feel like she thinks about her life quite a lot actually, like the temporariness. It's okay. So what else is coming up? We're going to get more messages. Looking at her past. Oh, Emperor in reverse. I want to come back to it because it's similar to King of Wands here, Emperor in reverse. I want to come back to it. I feel like there's more to this that we need to see. Seven of Pentacles. How did I know this card was going to come up? With the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like, so before I even started the reading earlier, I had a vision like Seven of Pentacles is going to come up for some reason. This card is like Katy Perry. It just like screams Katy Perry to me. And so number 7 is that house of Libra and house of relationships. And it's the house of bondages and bringing things together. So I feel this character here in this card is her. I just did that Blue Origin reading. Check out my channel for that Blue Origin reading. But yeah, when I was doing the Blue Origin reading as well, this card came up and I felt like this card is Katy Perry very strongly in a way. But yeah, what I'm seeing here for Katy Perry in particular, now we're looking at her past, is like I feel her. See this figure, she's looking at the cards here and it's like these are all different options. These are all different options of things I can do. And I feel all this energy of money and wealth and fame and fortune has always been around her. It's always been like swirling and circling around her. And I'm just seeing, guys, this vision of like planetary alignments around her, and like the gods, you can say, just swirling around her, and being like, this is kind of like a chosen one. It's this chosen one energy where it's like, Katy Perry, you were meant and destined to be a great success. And you're always going to have what you need. And I feel this energy of like, she was born into a family where it's like, we've always had what we need. And I'm going to have even more when I'm bigger and better and older. And I also get that image or vision or energy coming from her where it's like, when she was younger, they had everything that they needed, but she felt like, I'm going to bring even more, and I'm going to give back to my mother and my family, and I'm going to do greater and bigger things for all of us here. But it's also for herself. And I get this energy of like, I just want that freedom. I want that financial freedom. I want that celebrity freedom. In a way, I feel like she felt it's like big freedom to be a celeb, to be in the public eye. She felt like, I'm going to be the greatest star that there is. I feel like she had dreams about this when she was a child. And I see her with all this contemplation around her. And by the way, with that Seven of Pentacles energy, I feel like in her life, she's had a lot of contemplation about relationships. I'm talking about romantic. Like, I feel like when she gets in a relationship, she wants to be with someone where it goes really deep. And she wants that person to be on the same level as her, as she is. So we know that she was with Russell Brand, married. Then she got with Orlando Bloom. And by the way, when I see her and Russell Brand together, I get the energy about that relationship, like that marriage with him was simply too harsh for her. I get this energy of like, she was too pure for him in a way. And like they were both adventurous, but I feel like he was just more adventurous or more chaotic than she was. So it's like, I feel like she felt insecure with him, or like she couldn't pin him down, that she just couldn't be with him. But I do get this energy where it's like, what really wooed her about him is like his bigger picture attitude. And I feel her again. I talked about it before, but I feel her as someone who really deeply contemplates things, actually, who deeply contemplates life and what she's doing in life. And although she may just, make these pop songs, on the surface, it's like, I feel like there's something really deep there within her that she wouldn't have been able to achieve all that she's achieved if she didn't have that certain mindset. So, yeah, don't want this reading to be too long, but there's a lot coming up in the Seven of Pentacles card here, and I really feel like this is her card. So, let's see, one more for her past life coming up. Okay, this one comes up. Oh my goodness, guys. Isn't this Katy in Orlando? Two of Cups. Two in astrology is that energy of comfortable life and comforts in life. So it can also be about money. But I'm seeing this card as being actually like, it's kind of, I feel it's like a romance between herself, actually. Like, she's been so proud of herself. It's like at every step of the game, at every step of her career development, every new thing which is like led her to become more and more popular, I feel like she's really just like in disbelief with herself. Like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it that I'm here and that I'm so successful and that I'm so big and that I've made it this far. And I feel like it's something she expresses like to Orlando as well. But I want to say that coming through this card, I get this energy of her actually being very grateful and in a way humble, because I feel her like she's really actually grateful to God, you can say, for giving her this life and giving her these opportunities and giving her these talents. And also, by the way, guys, I'm not sure if she's done anything with it before, but I do feel something about charity with her. And particularly, it could be about women's charity, about empowering women or something like that. I don't know if this is meant to be a message for the future because I don't know if she's done anything for it in the past or if she's doing anything for it right now. Maybe some of you know. Maybe some of you know better than me. But I want to say that I feel her like wanting to give back somehow to underprivileged children or women or people in the world who are like hungry. I get that image and that message like she's got so much abundance and she's so happy with it. And she's like, by the way, guys, like I told you before, but I tell you again, I do feel like she believes in God and like she believes that everything she has in her life is not just because of her. And like she's grateful, really, really grateful. And she feels really super lucky to have everything that she has. Now, getting back to the King of Wands and the Emperor in reverse here, I do want to say that um, like King of Wands, I feel like there have been some key players, key figures in her developmental journey to great, great fame. Like, I feel her like this could be some kind of producers or people in her life. Now, I do, from this King of Wands card, I also get an energy about her coming through, which is like she strongly took decisions to step in a certain direction to purposely advance her career. And I feel like when she was younger, what she really strongly wanted was a career in music, and a big career in music. And I feel like she was willing to bend her morals, bend the rules to get there and to do that. With the Emperor card here, I do get some energy about her sometimes being disappointed or feeling distraught about certain things. Like, I don't know why, from this Emperor card in reverse, I get a message about her doing something which is like she didn't feel it was successful enough. It could have been her first breakout albums or breakout songs, or like I feel her being disappointed with certain things, especially when she was a new like star on the scene. Like she thought certain songs or certain ideas would be bigger than they were. Um, and I feel her being sometimes disappointed with things and not really liking how they turned out, but she always kept going. She never gave up, and she understood that not everything is going to be successful. So I feel like she's learned quite a lot in her journey as a musician, as a star. The Emperor in reverse also gives me, again, that very humble energy from her. So, yeah, I feel like her, like she's constantly trying to go with the flow and trying just to do the right thing with her career, with the right steps in her career. And of course, she does have coaches around her, I'm sure of it. So, anyway, let's look at the present moment. We've spent a lot of time on her past. I feel like she's a person, she's a very big biography, but yeah, let's look at the present moment. Keep in mind that we know she's just done that Blue Origin launch, and she's a new mom, and she's leaving American Idol. So what's going on? It says, embracing my beautiful soul. Being truly myself is the biggest gift I can offer myself and others. I embrace my beautiful soul and show it to the world. Wow. And 6, 7, 8, 9, 36 together, 6 plus 3 is 9. So, wow, guys, I do get this big energy coming up here about kind of connecting with her roots in a way. And I feel like currently she may be working on an album or some songs which are more like sappy in a way. You know what I mean? It's like more meaningful. And I feel it like with these outstretched arms and just like tuning into her energy, I feel this really big energy of gratitude again. Gratitude for life, for the life she's been given, for the parents that she has, for her child, for the guy that she's with. Like, I feel her like being very happy and grateful to the world and to divinity as well. And I feel like she may be publishing an album coming out soon with those kind of themes and with some messages about like seeing the world as like a beautiful place and like thank you God. Like I feel like maybe she will do something which speaks as a slightly Christian, but hmm, it could just be more secular in a way, like just thanking the divine, thanking divinity. But I do get that energy coming up here, and like potentially, yes, that whole Blue Origin thing, it did really change her life in a way, I feel. So let's look at this one. This one popped out. What is going on here? Neptune. Hmm. So Neptune planet in astrology is all about wishful thinking, and it can also be about water, the Greek god Neptune. But yeah, I do get that message where it's like something that she wants to do differently. So spiritual, the idealization of mental confusion regarding physical sacrifice. You know, I feel like there are going to be some turns and changes in her career coming up quite soon. Yeah, and I feel it as well with this first card, like her whole diva pop star image, you know, these songs that she's put out, which are more just like, fluffy, not really deep meaning, just like party kind of songs. No, we know that she did put out different songs like Firework and all that. I feel her wanting to empower and inspire people in some way. And like she's going to go to great lengths to do that. And so I feel like now guys, I don't know why, but I saw it in the first line as well. She may be doing something like, I don't know, adopting children. Like I see this kind of Angelina Jolie thing coming up where it's like wanting to save people somehow or some way and wanting to put her money and invest her money into charity or into things which are more like heartfelt, rather just than into herself, because I feel her like she has so much now. She's happy with it, but she feels like something is missing in that, and she wants to do something more with that. She wants to give back somehow. And I did see, guys, something about Africa coming up, or maybe even it could be India, because we do know that she had some connection with India previously. That she had like with Russell Brand, she had a like Indian wedding with him. I believe she's been to India, right? Or something like that. But I feel her like she's somehow going to give back in a way, um, with that whole sacrifice energy. But she did this Blue Origin mission, and she said that part of her idea with that and going on that was to empower women specifically. Then the backlash came that, okay, you're not empowering women, you're just showing your wealth and that you can go to space because you're rich and famous, and we can't. So I feel like that whole energy of the idealization of, like, I feel her wanting to have these good initiatives coming up. Um, well, not coming up because we're looking at present, but like right now, wanting to have these good initiatives, wanting to invest her time, energy, money, and face and reputation in these charity events and stuff. But there may be some backlash coming from the public to her about that, like calling her fake and things. But I feel like she's a person who she doesn't give up. She doesn't give up on the things she believes in, and I feel like she's going to try to do some good things coming up in the future. So let's now look in the tarot at what can be. From the bottom of the deck, Magician. Ooh. And it's a lady magician in this deck. That's very interesting. What I'm getting from this card right now is you see all these items on the table here. There's the cup, there's the wand, there's a sword, there's a pentacle. It's like I feel her using all the things that she already has. So we know cups is like her emotional energy, sword is her mental energy, wands is her like physical actions, and pentacles is her money or riches and wealth. And it's like I feel like she's going to turn over all of her efforts to do something that nobody has been expecting, actually. That's interesting. I feel like there are definitely some surprises coming up for Katy Perry quite soon in the future. So what else is coming up? Let's see. This one. Knight of Cups. Moving towards something which she's presently moving towards something which is giving her greater soul satisfaction within herself. I think I get a message right now about that being the reason why she left American Idol. And I do get a message about specifically her daughter giving her some kind of fulfillment. I feel like she's investing a lot in her daughter, actually. Like, she could be signing her up for some lessons or like doing some greater things with her. Now, you know, of course all these celebrities have nannies and they have caretakers for their children, but I feel her as a mom who really wants to be a mom, who really wants to be around her daughter and just like nurturing her. I feel her being a very nurturing mother. Okay, what else comes up? Three of Swords. In reverse. Interesting. Just wonder what else comes up. Already have some messages coming about this, but I want to take more. Eight of Cups in reverse. Interesting. So there are some things going on with her right now about disappointment, and especially from this Eight of Cups card. I feel it being from that whole Blue Origin launch, it could be. Now, with Three of Swords, I don't know why, I get this message like someone close to her could have passed away recently, something that we're not seeing at all being announced in the public eye. But I do feel like she has been upset or disappointed about something. I feel like it's about someone passing away, passing on. Let's see what else is coming up. Queen of Wands. Ooh. So I feel like a message coming up for Katy herself from the spirit guides and from the universe is that, yes, Katy, you're doing the right thing. You're taking the right actions. You're making the right moves for your career. And I feel like she knows it. And I feel like her coaches, her producers, whoever, her agents, they are advising her, like, you know, take these certain steps. These are the things you need to do next in your career. And I feel them saying to her, like, look at the examples of previous starlets before you, like Madonna, like Beyonce, for example, about what you have to do in your career to stay in your career, to stay known and in the public eye. Like, keep doing those things, Katy, is the message coming up. Like, you're taking the right actions for yourself. Let's take one more. Seven of Wands. Yeah. It's also an energy. Number 7 is all about relationships. So I feel like she could be working on some collaborations currently. And I don't know why. Okay, I get the message about Ed Sheeran. So I don't know if she has any connection with him. But I feel like it could be just a metaphor for him. I don't know. But I feel like she could be collaborating with some kind of other musicians who are not necessarily close to her genre or who are kind of like, no one would expect that collab or that mixing of two people together, but I feel like she's going to make some really nice music with that person. Yeah, so these are the present things coming up. Now we're going to look at the future of Katy Perry. That's all what we really want to know, right? We all really want to know about the future of Katy Perry. So let's check the cards. Oh, this one came out. Future of Katy Perry, what is it? Number 6. Creating new habits. Ooh, isn't that what I've been kind of saying all along? It says, I am strong enough to turn bad practices into good habits. I am the creator of my own life. Honestly, guys, I want to say about Katy Perry, I feel she's a person who's very disciplined, and she has people around her keeping her disciplined as well, because I feel like her whole public image is something that many people rely on for their employment, actually. Like, I feel she has many people that she has hired for her. With the creating new habits, I actually do get this message coming up here about she may be doing some kind of like meditation, or she may be doing some kind of daily journaling or dream journaling or something. Like, I feel like something coming up in the future for her is to do, I guess, with therapy. It can be with therapy, or with making good making good choices, just continually making good choices. I feel like she has many people around her working for her, like coaches, trainers, can even be psychologists, who are helping her to feel good about herself, especially as she's getting older. I feel like she has a little bit of insecurity about that, about getting older. And I feel like in the future, she's going to have like a team of people helping her to stay kind of like stay young and stay relevant in a way, like all of these stars do, really. So let's see what comes up in this one. Okay, in Aries, the future. Spiritual. Energies to meet the challenge of mental, your desires regarding physical, resulting from the honesty and strength of. In Aries, some situation in Aries. I feel her in the future having to work hard to maintain like her beauty and her body, particularly. And also, guys, I want to say I get a message from this card about her daughter, that her daughter is going to be growing up. And I feel her daughter may also get into being a celebrity in a way. Like, I feel there's going to be demand coming from the public. Maybe it's not from the public. Maybe it's even just from her producers or from people who want to make money. Just this demand for like, we want the next Katy Perry, and we want to promote your daughter Daisy as like the next you or something like that. Like these dynasties that go on in Hollywood and in the music world and everything. Interesting. I feel her like she is going to have very good health until a very old age, and that she's going to live a very long life till like at least till 85, something like that. I feel she can live very, very long. And I do feel like her daughter Daisy, something is going to happen with her where she's going to be like in the spotlight as well. And by the way, I get this message about Daisy, which is that I feel like she actually herself could marry a famous person as well. The son of another like dynasty kind of family. So let's see what comes up in the tarot. We're on Page of Wands in reverse. Interesting. When that Page of Wands comes up, it signifies something to me about that feminine power, that feminine energy, about this kind of goddess energy, actually, which comes up from this Page of Wands. So what comes up here? Eight of Swords. Okay. Let's see what else. What else comes up? Ace of Pentacles. Oh, interesting how we've got this country cottage here and that Ace of Pentacles. And now Orlando Bloom, he's not British, is he? No, Russell Brand was the British one, right? But I get an energy coming up here from these cards, which is like, I feel her like when she's getting older, she's going to be retiring a bit more. And I feel her like she may actually be buying property in Europe somewhere, like a little cottage in the country. I'm seeing France in particular. It could be Spain as well, or that general area for some reason. But I'm seeing there might be some vacationing there. And it's like, I feel her doing something to hide her money, actually. You know, a lot of these millionaires, they have these offshore bank accounts and stuff. I'm seeing here, you know, with the spider on the fingers and the pentacle in the hand, it's giving me this really old money energy. And it's like, we're keeping our money secret for the next generations, for the further generations. And it's gonna be kept in the family. And I feel with this Eight of Swords here, so number eight is hidden things, and the swords is, you know, about mental things and thoughts. And with the figure, the woman just like bent over backwards, it's like I feel her and her family, Orlando as well, her daughter as well, maybe extended family, really wanting to protect their assets somehow, protect their money somehow in the future, especially as Katie's getting older. um, I see in this Page of Wands here, like, you know, eventually her beauty is going to be fading more and more. Her voice is going to be fading more as well, also. But I feel like she's never going to lose her voice. You know, there have been some stars in the past who have lost their voices. Like, if you know about Julie Andrews, you know, Mary Poppins, she lost her voice. It was very upsetting for her and difficult for her. But I feel like Katy Perry, she's not ever going to truly lose her voice, but I feel her kind of like fading into the background, but continually always being remembered. But I want to say that I don't necessarily see her doing these kind of like embarrassing world tours like Madonna does. I feel her being more reserved and stepping more into the background. And I do feel her daughter Daisy again, like stepping up somehow and being in the spotlight. So let's see what else comes up. Okay, Eight of Pentacles. So definitely something about secret money coming up here. Secret money and also investing the money that she has into different assets. And I feel there's something about property or land. I feel it particularly about Europe for whatever reason. So let's see what else is coming up here. The Star. Ooh, one more. The Star. Queen of Cups. Oh yeah, guys. She's going to look back on her life and say, I had an amazing life. I had a truly amazing life. There is nothing more that I could have wanted. I had everything at my fingertips. I had everything I wanted. I did all the things that I wanted. And that's why also, guys, I'm saying that I do feel like she's going to be investing quite soon, or maybe even right now, in some things which are more like charitable and which make her feel good. And I see her like shaking hands with, or like hugging sick children, or like giving money to organizations which are like helpful for humanity somehow. And I don't know if she's a vegetarian or a vegan, but I do see something about saving animals and saving rainforests or saving wildlife. Like I'm seeing that logo of WWF with the panda on it, you know, that that foundation. So it's like I see her in the future being like, you know, I was a philanthropist. I was not only a diva, a starlet, a musician, but I was also trying to do something good for the world. And I see her in her when she's older, like just like being in a very luxurious house somewhere. And like also, by the way, I do feel like she's going to be a happy grandma. I feel like her daughter can have You see this Eight of Pentacles here, just look at it. It's like this older woman with children, like helping them learn how to make these garlands, of pentacle garlands, and it's like money. So I do feel like there can be something in the future about helping her next generation, like her daughter and her grandchildren or whoever, like learn how to make that money and how to succeed in this industry. Or I feel like Daisy actually could be doing something in acting as well. So in the showbiz industry, essentially. So I feel her like teaching her next generation how to keep the things for yourself, but also how to do good things for the world. Because I feel like Katy Perry, I feel like she still in her heart, she has goodness in her heart and she's a good person. And like she was put on this earth for a purpose and a reason, and it's to entertain, but also within herself, she has to do something bigger and she wants to do something bigger. Yeah. So I want to just ask, is there one final message that the viewers need to know about Katy Perry, and what should we take away from everything today? Let me see, coming here, this one. I am blooming. I am full of authenticity because I bloom exactly the way I was always meant to. Oh, and you see this daisy. It's really interesting. She and her daughter have a very interesting, like karma, you can say, like an interesting destiny together. Can you imagine being born as a daughter of Katy Perry? Yeah, I am blooming, and it's number 3. So it's that energy of we saw it a lot, you know, transforming, constantly becoming more and more. And I feel like Katy Perry, I see her as just this like flower bud, which is constantly slightly opening. And I feel like we haven't even seen her in full bloom yet. But we will. We are going to see that. It's like, I feel like everything up to the point of her being fully in bloom has already happened, and she's almost at that point of being like at her full bloom. You know what I mean? I feel like we're going to see her doing more and more with her life, and she's such a wonderfully interesting personality. Um, she's such a rare personality as well. Super interesting, guys. I feel like there could be something about LGBT as well with the rainbow coming up here, but the rainbow also has that Christian meaning. So I feel like she she's going to do something which is really true to her within herself. It's only she's going to do things which are for herself beyond anything else. And I feel like part of that may be philanthropy in the future, like giving charity. Yeah, guys. So if you like this reading, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And guys, I would like to hear from you if there are any celebrity readings that you're interested to hear in the future, or if there are any world event readings or just anything that you're interested to hear about or know about. Please write it down below in the comments. I do take your suggestions seriously. Would love to hear from all of you. So again, I thank you guys so much for being here today. Wish you all the greatest love, happiness, light in your life. I hope and pray like all of you guys are just gonna flourish and bloom as well, like Katy Perry. Let's just try to be a bit inspired by her today. So yeah, until next time, bye, see you.